Hey USA, it's just me, and as you know, I'm nobody, just an American, and this isn't just an American podcast. This is the podcast where we ask the questions the mainstream media won't ask, and where we offer the answers and solutions the political class either can't or won't offer. So, welcome, and welcome to this special edition because this is the 9/11 edition. That's right, it's midday on 9/11, um, one of the most momentous days in our country's history and a day, at least for my generation, that truly will live forever. And we can only hope the young will remember it that way as well. So I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to read from a script that I wrote. Actually, I guess it's a speech that I wrote. It's not that long. Uh, but I want to talk about the meaning of today. And I want to talk about it in the context of the last 20 years, um, where we went from an America of unity to something much different. So I apologize in advance for reading, but I think this can express best what I'm thinking. 9/11 was a day America came together to demonstrate to the world that we were not a country divided, but a country of one people, the American people. Whether you were a first responder running towards the danger, whether you were a citizen running for cover trying to escape the ashes, whether you were a body, not a body, a person, leaping from a building to escape the flames, or those who were crushed beneath the rubble. Your skin color, your nationality, your religion, your gender, your political affiliation, or anything else people might use to distinguish you by. None of that mattered. You were one thing. You were an American, and your country had been attacked by the most heinous blight in our history and perhaps in all of history. The passing of each year does not lessen the weight on my heart for the fallen and the heroes. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that with every video clip that shows the planes crashing into the towers, I didn't shed a tear. Today, within our media and our political class, there are those now who seek to drive us apart. They want to see that unity fade away. They've been doing it for 20 years. There are those who want to see a nation divided into factions for their own political power, gain, and wealth. They tell you instead of being an American, you're a member of a group. They use skin color. They use national origin. They use your political affiliation. They even use gender. In fact, perhaps instead of he and her and him and she, they would have us all call each other comrade. They put party before the people. In their Orwellian fashion, they all but say that all Americans are equal, but some Americans are more equal. They tell us that we are not an exceptional country. They talk about equity, but never equality, because they put themselves above us. And as you know, we're nobodies, just an Americans. But they are special Americans. They put forth paper tigers and useful idiots and tell us they are our leaders as they run from the truth and hide themselves as they demonstrate their own cowardice. They let our cities burn and anarchy reign until those who protest show up at their house. Then they show how unevenly they can wield justice to the point where they can execute somebody who's unarmed and call it a righteous killing. These same people will show up today, 9/11, but they are not there to remember. They're there because they are actors in a play, and this is a photo op. The spirit and the bravery of those who died and the events that brought America together is something they disdain, and they have spent the last 20 years trying to disassemble American unity. We need to remember 9/11 as the day that brought America together. We must teach the children who didn't get to see the unity that it existed, but that there are those amongst us who were threatened by it. Those who sacrificed and died on 9/11 exemplified the American spirit. They were like our framers, the ones who wrote our Declaration of Independence and our Constitution, who believed in one America and knew the threat that factions represented. And yet today, they attempt to discredit those same founders. Those 9/11 heroes were like those who fought to preserve our country when we became a nation divided, who stormed the beaches of Normandy and fought on an island called Iwo Jima. They had the heart and soul of those who drudged through nameless jungles in Vietnam and the deserts of the Middle East. They were all that makes us one America. Perhaps on this day, 20 years later, after 9/11, as we remember those who became a part of history that we both mourn and celebrate, we can learn that tearing down our statues and memorials robs Americans from knowing their history, good or bad, that made us the greatest country on earth. We learned on 9/11 that when you take nobody, just Americans, and put them in extraordinary circumstances, they respond and they overcome. To our enemies and our political class, listen up and remember this. You can attack us. You can infect us. You can take our lives. You can assault our liberty. You can cover our mouths, but you can never take our freedom. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.